Grand Hood Rising, Kings and Queens, the Trap Witch here in Atlanta, Georgia. For those of you who don't know me, my name is The Trap Witch. You can follow me on Instagram, TheTrapWitch, or you can go to my website, www.thetrapwitch.com, for more information. I am an intercessory and intuitive healer, and I specialize in helping people find their power, helping to stand witness to be in the gap as people learn to channel their own power and to build a bridge to overcome the obstacles that they feel that they need to overcome. I strongly believe in the each one teach one theory. You learn something, you pass it on to other people. You will find a lot of free knowledge on my page and free game, because I believe that truly when you give of yourself, of whatever you can give, the universe will always return it back to you. With that being said, if you have things that are a little bit more intensive beyond what you find on my page, and you want to dive in a little bit more personally for your own scenarios and for your own problems that you might be having overcoming, please go ahead and you can book an individual session. I am going to be picking up with my schedule soon. I have a lot of things that I'm working on, travel and other projects that I'm going to be diving into again. So if you have things that you want to get off your chest, get off your spirit, get off your mind, get off your heart before the new year, and for the first half of 2019, because technically we should already be in the first quarter of 2019. We are in the end quarter, and the best way to be ready is to stay ready. So if you got shit that you've been procrastinating on, I know a lot of you that say that you watch my videos, you procrastinate a lot, You go to the site, you hover over the button, you won't push it. I promise I don't bite. My bark is big, but I will not bite you. I will just often confirm a lot of things that you've been bullshitting on. That you've been sleeping on yourself. That a lot of the obstacles that you're facing are your own fault. A lot of us don't realize the tools that we already have available to us. And with the help of my spirit team, I hope to always help you pull those out of you. And the more that we work together, the less you will need me. I am strongly in favor of building more leaders. I don't want just followers. I want to be producing more leaders in this world. A lot of healers, they do come to me. I consider myself more of a business bruja. I will say that I'm, not necessarily the best diviner or medium or oracle, but I will instill some fucking confidence in you for you to become the best one that you need to be for yourself, okay? Some people have called me a capitalist witch, but guess what? If you ain't gaining in this life, you fucking losing. So I would rather you make gains than losses. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into this reading for the Scorpio new moon for November 7th, 2018. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a pull of a number of cards, and I'm going to ask my spirits to provide what it is that we can keep in mind with this energy and how we can work with it. A lot of times, new moons are great for putting things into place. Now let's talk about Scorpio, okay? Because I'm not an astrologer, but we're going to talk about Scorpio a little bit. Scorpio is the death of the zodiac, and is the death card, in the tarot, and a lot of things are coming to an end. A lot of people believe that, or believe that the Day of the Dead, October 31st, Halloween, all of these things were the beginning of the new year, for things to come to an end, so things that can be reborn. Okay, now the thing is about Scorpios tend to be a little overly sexual and a little bit overly emotional. So right now, you might be in your fucking feelings, right? You're in your feelings. A lot of things feel like they're manipulating you, especially those feelings, and other people's feelings. And what I will tell you, because we're getting to the end of Venus retrograde. Venus now shifted back into Libra from Scorpio. I feel like we got a little bit of relief. And we're approaching Mercury retrograde, which is a great time to go back to the drawing board and to look and see how you really want to communicate yourself to the universe and to people, and how you come off, how you project yourself, and how you communicate yourself to the things that you desire in your life, okay? So with that being said, what I feel to tell you is, off the back, before we even get into these cards, look at how often you will allow other people's feelings and your own feelings to manipulate you in the process of a lot of things that you don't necessarily have to continue to relive. Again, Scorpio being a season of death, there's a lot of things that right now you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice that you don't want to relive this cycle. I know for me personally, last week, as soon as things shifted into Scorpio, I was reliving a cycle that exactly happened at the same time last year. And I was completely distraught about it last year. But this year I was still a little distraught, but I handled it a lot different. And with that being said, I cleared a lot of emotions off of myself that I choose now. You know what I'm saying? This is the end of it. A lot of us don't realize that we have a choice. We have a choice in a lot of the contracts that we continue to resign. And Scorpio season, I want to say right now for you, is a choice to no longer re-sign certain contracts that you don't want to carry into the last quarter of this year and into the new year 2000 motherfucking 19. You feel me? It is time to stop signing on the dotted line things that you no longer want to emotionally manipulate you, that hold you back from being reborn. The highest form of Scorpio, there's 3 forms that Scorpio can take. The highest one is the phoenix. So right now, a lot of you are going to be arising from the ashes. You're going to find your passion. You're going to find your flair again. And you're going to rise up as the phoenix from the ashes of this death. And so what I'm going to do, we're going to go ahead, we're going to get into the cards, and I'm going to ask Spirit what it is that you guys need to know for November 7th, 2018, new moon in Scorpio, and how you can use this energy. I'm going to be pulling, I'm trying to switch things up a little differently. I'm not the typical reader. I don't really get into the traditional meanings of things. I'm very into, I read based on what is coming to me. So if you have your own interpretation of what's coming through, feel free. This is the thing that you have to understand. Sometimes you have a more personal scenario, and how you interpret something is based on your perception. So I encourage you to get a notebook, to take notes, so that you can align whatever maybe is going on in your life with what has been said. And so maybe you can start to comprehend how you need to use this information to approach your scenario, and maybe reflect. Even so, if something occurs and you're like, I know how to deal with this. Because a lot of us, we just simply lack emotional intelligence, okay? And when we lack emotional intelligence, we allow our spirit to be tampered with. And the thing is, the survival of the fittest, the easiest way for us to get broken is for our emotions to be fucked with and our spirit to be tampered with, okay? So this season especially, I'm going to tell you, do not let shit over question your emotional intelligence. You are smarter than you think. You are smarter than you know, and you underestimate this, your your consciousness. I am a practitioner of the Yoruba faith of Ifa. I actually practice the Lukumi version, Afro-Cuban version. I'm a daughter of Ochun. I have received my Kofa in Ifa, so now I'm a Epetebi of Orumila, and I'm walking this path to be a priestess. And so I really appreciate everybody who comes and listens to me, because I do take this work really, really, really seriously, and I'm investing a lot into myself to make sure that I am the best practitioner I can be for the people who do trust me, trust my word, and trust my prescription, okay? I want you to be really aware that any time in this reading, if you do not accept something, or you are not ready to take on what it is that I'm saying, you have the right to put that boundary, okay? And what I need a lot of people to know is that just because a so-called healer prescribes something doesn't mean it's right, or it's right for you. And that's where you have to, in your heart, say intuitively, does my spirit accept this, or does my spirit reject this, okay? So through some of this reading, I'm going to be asking you if this is something that you want to accept, if this is something you want to clear, and all you have to do is say yes, okay? You can just say yes, and if you don't have to. But let's just start to do the work so that we can live our best life, so that we can flourish, so we can bring all the good things in life that are meant for us and that are due to us, okay? All right. So I'm going to be reading. This is how I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to be reading from the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot deck. I'm going to pull 3 cards from that, and I'm going to ask Spirit for that to be on the superficial level, and I'm going to complement it on the subconscious level with the Trust Your Vibes deck. underneath, and then we're going to close out with a card from the Doreen Virtue Archangel deck. So I'm going to be pulling 7 cards, and just, in the event something flies out, we'll have extra, but we're going to pull 7 cards. Okay, so let's get into this, shall we? All right, I need something to. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. All right, let's go. Spirit, I call you in on behalf of the collective. I ask for the highest good of all those involved with harm to none. I ask for clarity. I ask for clear perception. I ask Elegua to open the roads to precise messages. At this time, what is it subconsciously, below the surface, beyond the veil, that can facilitate in the collective's highest good? Allow them to transcend any spiritual, emotional, mental, or physical blockages that might be in the way of them now, moving towards all the good things in life that are due to them, and so that they can get out of their own way and they can maneuver through anything that is causing them to be delayed in their blessings. We ask for the spirits of benevolence, the Egun, the ancestors, the archangels, the ascended masters of good only, to please facilitate help in the session. For everyone who's looking to move with better intentions, attention to the right things, and to be of maximum execution of their highest potential energy. We ask, what can they do to be of servitude, firstly to themselves, and then secondly to others? How can we use this new moon in Scorpio, November 7th, 2018, this energy to the utmost of our capacity, so that we are being a betterment to ourselves and moving in alignment with divine purpose? Ache, let's stop there. It's coffee on the brown. Shout out to Bustelo, keeps a witch fueled all the time. Oh, this shit is fueling over here. Hold on, y'all. My incense had dropped down in my damn candle and it was smelling like, oh! All right. This reading doesn't seem to be too heavy. It doesn't feel heavy to me, okay? I feel like, with that being said, a lot of you have been doing a lot of clearing already. The first card I have, the Congo Unsi, okay, shows a woman. Okay? Shows a woman who has this open vessel, and it's allowing the spirit to flow within her vessel, okay? In the book, it talks about how, this is a spirit of her now dead husband, and so that they can find romance on a different plane, okay? That's on the superficial level. On the subconscious level, that card has been complemented with be generous. Okay? Be generous. That card, I really like to talk about. The first one, this one. I really like to talk about it as in regards to your masculine energy, okay? Giving a safe abode to your masculine energy so they can operate differently for you, okay? So that you can find new beauty in this masculine energy working in conjunction with your feminine energy in order to work for you, in order for you to work better, especially with other people, okay? I want to look at the word generous, okay? For those of you who follow me on Instagram, you know that I'm big on language, because language and words are spells, and the word in itself, abracadabra, means, I speak of which I create. Okay, so generous of a person, showing a readiness to give more of something as money or time that is strictly necessary or expected, showing kindness towards others, larger or more plentiful than is usual or necessary. Okay? This is the thing. When you can do better within your masculine energy, okay? When you do better within your masculine energy, how you fucking do shit, right? And you do it from a place of honor, integrity, honesty, that is something that you're being generous to yourself about so that you can be generous to other people. A lot of times when people operate out of a sense of a lack of integrity, pride, and trying to take away the beauty in other things and other people, it's because they have a sense of scarcity, right? A lot of times people don't show kindness towards others and don't give a readiness to give more to others because they feel like they are without. Why the fuck should I give you anything? Why the fuck should I? I just keep hearing it's like, why the fuck should I? Why the fuck should I? Why the fuck should I? Why the fuck should you? Because everything that you do out of a place of honor, integrity, and truth, and your highest frequency of being is returned to your bitch ass. You feel me? I'm not saying that the way you need to do things has to be in excess, right? Because you should only really give of yourself what you can afford to lose. But a lot of y'all, this is what I'm hearing, a lot of y'all feel like you losing everything. You done lost. Like, you losing. You just fucking like... But it's still maybe the way you do shit. The way you do shit is based on you have nothing to gain. This is what I'm hearing. What the fuck do I have to gain from it? Man, kindness is a hell of a fucking thing. Because guess what? There are times when you might feel like you are losing, like you are being set back, and you ain't having nothing come in. But when you just continue to give of your being, and you continue to do that out of just a place of faith, the universe will pour onto you. Okay? Generous, showing a readiness to give more of something. A lot of y'all, I feel, give up way too fucking easy because you feel like, I have no more to give. What more else can I fucking give? I ain't getting shit. But that's the whole point. If you giving based on what you think you gonna get, you ain't never gonna get there. Spirit knows when you have a hidden agenda. You feel me? Sometimes you just need to give of yourself kindly in a good deed, because that shows really your character. There's a quote that I said that I didn't say. There's a quote that I saw that says, if you continue to serve, I wish I could find it. Oh, let's see. I need to go back in my phone because I got to show y'all this. I know what date it was around. It was around September 23rd. Okay, we're going to scroll back to September 23rd. Okay, September 20. Okay, September. Here we go. It says it takes a special type of person to serve while disappointed. Repeat that. It takes a special type of person to serve while disappointed. Serve. So that's the thing, serving as a vessel, right? A lot of times you can't give of feeling empty, and I'm not asking you to give of yourself feeling empty. I'm just saying that you've got more available than you think. Serve. Definition. Perform duties or services for another person. Present to someone. Present. When you continue to present your best self in spite of your circumstances, the universe often. I want to start this over again. When you present of yourself, your best self, even though you often feel depleted, the universe unexpectedly blesses you with certain gifts that you might not have been expecting simply because you remained in your character and you gave of your being, although you might not be one motherfucking hundred. Okay? Why is this important? Because the T-Bonage card in the center, the Temperance card, that's the Temperance card in the traditional tarot, right? Temperance. Temperance definition. Abstinence from alcoholic drink, moderation or self-restraint, especially in eating or drinking. Moderation in action, thought, or feeling restraint. Look how this... Ooh, shit, hold on. Look how this ties into what I said about giving 100, even though you might feel like you don't have it to give. Okay? Giving in moderation in your actions, thoughts, or feelings, right? Moderate. You can still give of yourself. A lot of y'all just, oh, I have nothing to give. I'm just lacking. Subconsciously, the card that complements that is be grateful. A lot of y'all are motherfucking ungrateful for the shit that you already have. That's why you sitting there thinking that you in lack. There are days when I wake up and I really feel depleted where I'm like, I ain't got to give. But guess what? When you know where your blessings motherfucking come from, bitch, you will always be blessed. Because for me, all I have to do is sit here with these cards and I have to open myself as a vessel and to Spirit, and I say, Spirit, just tell me what they need to hear today. And a lot of times, more so than others, people say, damn, bitch, how the fuck did you know I needed to hear that? And all I had to do was just take a little 5 minutes out of my day to sit down, to pull the cards. It might take me a little longer to put the message together, to compile it. But guess what? I give of myself because I am so grateful for this sense of gift and security that I can give to others so that I can do better, but also they can do better as well. So there's so much we have to be grateful for that we're already secure in, okay? And we can be generous with it. The Be Grateful card you see on here, it has this heart above it, this house, this angel, these things. You know, you have your guides. As long as you have a fucking roof over your head right now, or somewhere to lay your head tonight, be grateful. There's still so much growth in your life that you can be grateful for. There's so many little seeds inside of you that with moderation, you could cast them out a little bit. There was a time on this journey because I didn't feel like I was getting maybe the clout or the credibility or the things that I thought I deserved. I started getting stingy with my seed. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be 100 with y'all. I started getting stingy. I said I can't afford to cast that shit out no more. I feel like I'm being deprived of what I'm worth. But I was still being really ungrateful for a lot of shit that I had and a lot of shit that was occurring. And Spirit made me sit with those fucking emotions to realize those ain't really honorable and authentic vibes, because what are you doing this shit for? Okay? And I had to check myself before I wrecked myself. A lot of times we will allow our actions, our thoughts, and our feelings, we will restrain them because we feel like we don't have to give. And we do. And sometimes Spirit knows that your bitch ass is stingy, and that's why you ain't getting ahead. Sometimes, right? You volunteering your time and energy just a little bit where you thought that you wasn't going to get paid back. The universe is going to pay you in motherfucking full somewhere else. There was someone that I've been wanting to get close to for a long time, and I offered to give him a reading. And when I was pulling up, my motivational app pulled up, and it said something along the lines of, just know that no good deed doesn't go unnoticed. Meaning that even if you did the good deed and you felt like that person might not have appreciated or hadn't given you that credibility or whatever, Spirit still saw it. You still gonna get what you deserve. So guess what? You still gotta take care of your essence and your light. There's still so much light you have to give. Rada Unsi, this woman who's taking care of these little jars, and in these jars they actually talk about the Tibanage, the same thing, your true authentic essence. You gotta take care of your true essence, right? On the subconscious level, it says cloak yourself in light. A lot of times, as soon as we feel like maybe our light isn't being appreciated, we dim it a little bit and we allow darkness to embody us a little too much. You understand? I kind of want to look in the book at that number 39. Cloak yourself in light. Let's see what that says. It says, sadly, the world is filled with much dark, negative energy floating around free in the atmosphere. Thankfully, most of this is impersonal, but nevertheless can be harmful to your spirit if you let it. You're presently exposed to such generic negative energies, possibly due to overwork, traveling too much, or simply being around too many people with inadequate time to regenerate. No matter the source of negativity, it's important to rise above it. Use your imagination and cloak yourself in protective vibrations of white light, and self-love every time you leave the house. Do this as a matter of course, just as you put on shoes to protect your feet before stepping outside. Cloaking yourself in light deflects negative influences and prevents them from attaching you and disturbing your peace. Don't be naive by denying the kind of energy you might be exposed to. Negativity happens. It's a part of human nature in the five sensory world as a reflection of fear. So there's no point in being offended or afraid when you encounter it. Be proactive instead. Travel in your cloak of light wherever you go. This is something you have to understand. You have so much beauty to offer the world, and you have to find ways to constantly revive this beauty of how you do things and being generous, being grateful for the essence and the authenticity of your true self that you offer, and taking care of that. A lot of times when you are a source of light for people, you're going to attract parasites. You're going to attract moth. You're going to attract these things to you that are going to make you feel overworked, that are going to make you feel overstressed, that are going to make you feel all of these things. It doesn't mean that you stop being who the fuck you are at your core. You just find better ways to put boundaries on that shit. Do you know how many DMs I get a day? And I would love to answer them all. I really would, from the bottom of my heart. But this is my livelihood. I have to protect myself. And a lot of times, a lot of us get emotional. We get emotional because we feel attacked. We feel underappreciated. We feel many things that are often just a result of our boundaries being penetrated, okay? I feel to tell you that continue to do what you're doing if you slowly see it working for you, but at the same time, know when to pull back. Know when to open yourself up. Because at the end of the day, you have so much to be secure about still, even though you might be insecure about where you're at. Be secure in what you have to offer of yourself. Be generous with it. It adds so much beauty to this world. Just know when You gotta protect that shit. That's all. A lot of times now in my life, I'm a life path 8, okay? And one of the main things I read about life path 8 is that one of our biggest struggles is learning to maneuver our own personal power, because it's a powerhouse number of life paths. You'll find it that a lot of people are top CEOs, they're bosses, they're executives, but guess what? That's how we also have to make our decisions, very executively. A lot of times in life we take shit way too personal when it comes to ourselves and our goodness, right? It's like, god damn, you get all your fucking feelings about feeling some type of way about how people treat you. Sometimes it's people people will manipulate you, okay? And they don't realize they're doing it. But if you realize they're doing it and you're aware, just set your fucking boundaries. Okay? You don't have to be nasty. You don't have to be from a place of just like, You understand? You really don't. You just gotta learn how to handle yourself a little bit better. Hear the planes? Sounds like the plane is gearing up to land. Right? Alright, let's pull one of these Archangel cards. Gifts from God. I said I was going to pull 7, but let's pull 2. Well, another one with that. Counselor. Look at that. I pulled gifts from God. Archangel Sandalphon. We angels bring you gifts from your creator. Open your arms to receive. First one. Okay? Second one. Counselor. Archangel Azrael. You are a natural counselor. Many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. Let's just pull another one. I'm just feeling to do this. Clairsentience, Archangel Raguel. Notice your reoccurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. Look at how much in alignment that is with what I said, okay? You have gifts from God that are supposed to be shared with people, okay? When you present your gifts to the world, you are gifted back. If we're talking about sexual energy in Scorpio, it's a constant regeneration of life and death, okay? Every time you feel like you're coming to the end of a cycle within yourself, you're being reborn, and that's within yourself. You could constantly be reborn. That's a gift. You have the gift of regeneration. Do you know how many cells in your body, hair and shit regenerate itself every fucking day? So for you to say that you can't constantly regenerate yourself, but you have to know, okay? That counselor card. You're a natural counselor. Many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. I told you. People are going to flock to your light. People are going to flock to your being, your gifts. And it is up to you to be in moderation of that shit. To not be taken advantage of. Okay? And how do you prevent that? By clairsentience, okay? Notice your reoccurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. A lot of y'all know when you are being burnt out, but you won't communicate to people, look, this is what I fucking need. And oftentimes you won't communicate when you don't have that to give. In the past month, I had to say to 2 people when they hit me up, yo, I'm sorry, I don't want to talk to you right now because I really don't have nothing to give. I don't. I'm tapped out right now. The well is dry. Let me just meditate and go within so that I can allow my waters to be renewed. And think about this, right? In the cycle of life, especially when you think about the waters. You see this shit even with like this. It looks like water going in. The spirit looks like a water. Sometimes the tide is motherfucking in. And sometimes the tide is motherfucking out. And guess what? Sometimes with your tides of your emotions, of what you have to offer to people, they're going to be a little easier for people to reach. And sometimes the tide's going to be fucking way out there, and they're going to have to meet your ass a little further than you meeting them halfway. I always tell people, I don't entertain manipulation in my DM with people asking for advice. You know why? Because there's a link on my page that I can meet you at a whole motherfucking 100 if you just book the session, and I can cater to your emotions. But people don't want to meet you a half inch, a half mile, just half anything. And guess what? Showing up for yourself is half the battle. A lot of times, people will flock to your light and they'll show up there like, oh God, look at this. But then they want you to show up for them. Show up for your motherfucking self. There are so many people that have so much to give to you in this life. But it's up to you to take what you can of it without being a manipulative son of a bitch and being kind with it. When people give you their gifts and they give of themselves and give you give emotions, give presents, whatever have you. Do you know, like, because we're coming into the holiday season, right? I don't really believe in none of that shit no more, but do you know when someone gives you something, a present, right? And you might have opened it, you're like, ugh, what is this? Bitch, it was motherfucking free. It was something given to you. Why be disrespectful? Why be ungrateful? Why whatever? If you don't want it, you don't appreciate it, it's on you. But what I'm meaning to say is that a lot of y'all don't be stingy with what you have to give, because it's going to get you far, and I promise you that. Give as much as you can, okay? Give as much as you can. But if you can only stretch yourself so far, then don't try and stretch further. One thing that my padrino told me when I did my guardian angel reading, when I found out I was a child of Ochun, because Ochun, in her day, she just saved everybody, and that's me. I'd be like, oh, let me save you. Not no more. I'm my crone version of Ochun now. I'm a little bit more fickle, a little bit more moody about that. But he sat me down, and he says, lift your hands up. He goes, higher, 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 higher. And I couldn't go any further. And he goes, see, don't stretch yourself further than what you can go. Okay? Don't stretch yourself further than what you go. And in my house this year in Santeria, the number is 9-5, the reading of the year. And it says, if you don't learn how to live here, you're going to have to go learn how to live somewhere else. And a lot of y'all, you could be living a lot better just based on what you have to give of yourself and knowing when not to, you know? But it's not, you don't have to be afraid to just do in this life. You know how many people log on to this fucking thing every day and they just continue to do because they know just doing out of a good place and using their gifts and bringing reassurance and maybe something to people, that something's going to open up better for them, and them just being secure in that and being grateful for that and being generous with that. Look at the opportunity that's presented itself. I can't tell you how many people that I see who use their gifts to bring light to people's life this year have just been so blessed. There's people that I follow, like there's this kid named The Real Tarzan. I love him. Like, he's just trying to educate kids and people about animals. And it's just like watching his videos just bring a smile to my face, and the amount of coverage and opportunities he's getting. It's just amazing. And I'm quite sure, yeah, he was looking for that. But at the same time, he's deserving of that because he put in the work. And he just did it because that's where his heart was. Those were the gifts that God presented to him, and he's using them. There's so many people, comedians. Look at the things that are opening up. I love people like B. Simone. Yes, I'm Pretty V. I love these people because they just log on and want to make people laugh. And with that being said, bringing laughter to people, God blesses them. God helps those who help themselves. God don't help people who only look to help themselves and then are stingy about how they use their gifts to bless others. And yeah, like I said, there's going to be people who ain't going to fuck with your shit, going to be ungrateful. But so what? Guess what? You don't have to continue to give to them. It's 9:09 p.m. EST in Atlanta, Georgia, and it flashed on my screen. 9:09, the holdup is a blessing in disguise. 9:09, that's what it means. If you feel like you're being held up and you're giving of yourself and you're just continue, man. I can't tell you how many times this year, I'm gonna speak freely, that I just felt so, like I said, under fucking appreciated in my community. But guess what? Today I said, when you experience a lot of adversity and blocks on your path, especially in regards to your gift, that means there's just a higher calling for you. There's a higher purpose. This is going to take a little bit longer, and you need to stay steadfast. You really do. I will continue to do these videos. I will continue to give of myself because it's going to get me somewhere. It's going to get me brunch with Oprah. I saw Oprah knocking on people's doors for Stacey Abrams here in Georgia this week, and I was like, you know what? Oprah knocking on people's door, but I'm going to knock on her door soon. I'm going to continue to give of myself. Auntie O and me going to have brunch, baby. It's going to be beautiful. Okay? Let's close with a meditation, shall we? Kind of want to ask Spirit what should be the basis of our meditation. So I'm going to do that. How am I going to do this? Let's do 3 of these and what is that? Okay. Call on your healer guides, claim your boundaries, and vibe check. Complemented with outdoors. Archangel Jophiel, go outside, get some fresh air, and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas, okay? With that being said, let's go ahead and call on our guides. Spirits and guides of benevolence that surround each and every one of us, we ask at this time that you come in and you surround us with the ability to have discernment in order to claim our boundaries. We have gifts that are very vital to this world. And with that being said, with their value, we must learn how to protect them. We must learn to have discernment on when to give and when not to give. But allow us to have the discernment when we are still supposed to keep our heart open to our passions and continue to be fueled forward. And so that we can continuously check our vibe and ask, is it really the world or is it us? Are we feeling underappreciated and ungrateful of what we've been given? And are we not just becoming impatient with persevering on? We ask that we are given the ability and the discernment that when we need to reground ourselves, we just take a moment, we go outside, we put our feet into the ground, and we are grateful for the nature that has been bestowed upon us, which is reflective of the nature within us. We are comprised of earth, water, fire, and air. And may when we put our feet to the ground of Mother Earth, she teaches us how to renew ourselves. So just like Mother Nature, who constantly knows when to renew herself every season, we can do the same. We can take our gifts that continue to feed ourselves, to feed others, and we will renew them. Mother Nature, yes, when she is underappreciated, she fights back. And we have the ability, and we deserve to be able to claim our boundaries and do so the same. We do not have to act out of a place of malice or ill intent, but we do have the right to put our boundaries up so that we can continue to operate in our purest nature and authenticity, and a place where our gifts are not taken for granted. May you be reminded that your ashe is for yourself first and foremost. The rites of passage of the things of coming into your gifts are for you. If you are not living well, you cannot continue to give of yourself to the point where you are depleted. I'm going to tell you that because a lot of people, and I'm going to continue to advocate for my healers out there, A lot of people feel that energy workers and spiritual people need to just give of themselves freely. Me personally, I give a lot of myself freely. Shit that I have been told I shouldn't even give of freely. But guess what? I give of what I can, and what I can't, I don't. So, any of you who are upcoming aspiring healers out there that are getting discouraged and getting emotional about feeling underappreciated, put your boundaries up. Really charge what you are worth. Okay? You don't have to cut yourself in half to give people what they feel is wholly due to them. Tell people to show up for themselves. Like I said, tied in, tied out. Sometimes you got to walk a little further out. In January, I went to South Carolina with my Ile, and we went to go see Yemaya. And Yemaya was out there. We had to walk to her to give her our offerings. And it's because she's like, babies, you want these blessings for the new year? You're going to walk a little bit further. A lot of times, Spirit wants to see how much you're going to show up for yourself, especially with your gifts, and how badly you will respond to the call on your life and your purpose. And you have to continue to get the fuck out of your emotions, right? There's a saying that says, get the fuck out your feelings. There's no money in there, okay? And when I say that, I don't mean money as just paper. I mean money as just just prosperity in your life. A lot of times, staying in your fucking feelings keeps you out of your prosperity. It really does. When I say feelings, I mean negative ones. And so that's why it's essential when you're in your negative fucking feelings, you have to get out of them. You got to reground yourself so that you can get back in your bag. Renew, regenerate. Okay? And like I said, if you are giving of your gifts and you feel like you got to pull back a little bit, just pull back a little bit. Like the whole Christmas thing that I talked about, like giving of gifts. Maybe you used to ball out on a specific person and they were bitch ass was ungrateful. Get them a smaller gift next time. And if they still don't appreciate that, then you pull back. Just just vibe check. You gotta tune in. You gotta tune in and see what's causing you maybe poison at your roots and your foundation and your security. And you gotta check that because that's gonna block your fruition. It's gonna block your growth. Look at that, right? The tuning fork with the tree and the roots and the person, right? It's the same shit. You have to stay grounded to be in tune with your sense of security and your roots so you can continue to bear fruits. The easiest way to poison you is poison you at your roots, your sense of security. So that's why being in control of your emotions is essential, because when you're in control of your emotions and have emotional intelligence, you know when to get the fuck out your feelings and just put the boundaries up so you can get back to finding ways to use your gifts still to create the prosperity that you need, okay? All right, I've done enough talking. We're at fucking 47 minutes. Are you serious? 47 minutes. Okay. I love you all. Again, if you feel like you need individual help on your scenario, please don't hesitate to just book you a session through my site. Like I said, a lot of y'all procrastinate, and I can't tell you how much longer I might be doing these things. I expect things to be opening up for me, but at the same time, I'm going to continue to provide one-on-one counseling as much as I can be available to people, because this work really does bring me a sense of purpose and joy. And I said a few years ago, I was like, I want to be like Oprah. I want people to like just sit on my couch and cry. I talk to crying people almost every day of the week now, and beyond those tears of cleansing is a smile, and that brings a joy to my face that people can renew themselves, and they can find a sense of purpose, and they can find a sense of clarity, and the whole like, why didn't I think of that? Sometimes you just need someone to put up the mirror and say, you know what, you've been sleeping on your greatness. And that's all I aim to do. I want people to just wake up from feeling like the veil has been pulled over their eyes too long, okay? So I love you all. I wish you a happy new moon in Scorpio. May you be the phoenix that rises up from the ashes and finds your passion and finds your fire again to fly. You don't have to fall all the time. You fall, you cry a little bit, you get the fuck back up. Get grounded again and keep going, okay? I love you all. Peace. Bye.